Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Easton Chamber of Commerce Business Appreciation Dinner. I'm Karen McClellan, the owner of Mimi on Belmont Street, and I'm the program director for the Chamber since last January. It is wonderful to see this room filled with so many people who care deeply about this community and about each other. Tonight is all about gratitude. It is about taking a moment to pause from the day-to-day hustle of running businesses and say thank you. Thank you to the entrepreneurs, the employers, the risk takers, the innovators, and the community builders who make Easton such a great place to live, work, and do business. The Easton Chamber of Commerce exists because of you. Because of your energy, your commitment, and your willingness to show up. Not just for your own success, but for the success of the entire business community. Through collaboration, networking, advocacy, and shared purpose, this chamber continues to be a powerful force for growth and connection. Tonight we celebrate you, your resilience, your leadership, your belief that we are stronger together than we are alone. So if you'll join me, please raise a glass. To the Easton Chamber of Commerce, to our incredible businesses, and to a future built on connection, collaboration, and community. Cheers. Cheers. And with that, enjoy your dinner. We'll meet you back here after dinner, and the bar is definitely open.
Good evening, everybody. I think most of you know who I am. My name is Ed Bass. I'm the Vice President of Albert Bass Associates. That's my family business. But I also have the pleasure of being the President of the Chamber of Commerce. So, thank you. What a wonderful night it's been so far. We're welcomed with a beautiful music by the band Duo, acoustic duo. It's great. These guys are amazing. Thank you guys. You set a really perfect tone for the evening. We enjoyed an outstanding dinner here at the Easton Country Club, and thank you to the Easton Country Club and their entire staff for putting on such a great event. Thank you very much. That's great. The hospitality was amazing. Thank you so much. And of course, there's that sweet treat at all of your plates that was generously gifted to us by Hilliard's Candy. Thank you so much to the Hilliard's family. Thank you so much. And the best part yet, we are just getting going. Tonight is a celebration. It's also a reflection of something bigger, the strength, momentum, and the growth of Easton's business community. You may have noticed the color of the evening is green, even the plants on the tables. This is not by accident. Green represents growth, and growth is exactly what's going on in Easton and what the Easton Chamber of Commerce is all about. Growing your business, growing your connections, growing a stronger community together. Because when businesses come together, amazing things happen. You guys have all seen that in this room. Relationships turns into partnerships. Conversations turn into opportunities. And networking turns into real, measurable results. This past year has been a powerful one for the Easton Chamber of Commerce. Our membership grew by 48% in 2025, right? That's huge. That growth tells an important story. It tells us businesses see the value here. They see an opportunity. They see that the chamber helps ideas take roots and then flourish. The chamber isn't just about exchanging business cards. It's about cultivating relationships. It's about planting seeds throughout networking events, nurturing them through collaboration, and seeing real results over time. Whether it's through our networking events that spark new connections, our educational resources that help businesses adapt and thrive, our advocacy efforts that ensure business community has a strong voice, the chamber is designed for that growth. Just like any healthy ecosystem, growth doesn't stop. It builds on itself. Looking ahead this year promises even more opportunities to connect, learn, and collaborate. We'll continue to expand our networking events, strengthen our advocacy work, and offer more educational programming that helps businesses grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. But here's the most important part. Growth happens when more people are invited to the table, right? So I encourage each of you to expand your network, invite other business owners, bring a colleague, a partner, someone in a neighboring business into the chamber. Invite them here. We welcome that. Help us continue growing this community, branch by branch, connection by connection. Because when businesses grow together, Easton grows stronger. This evening, also, I just wanted to recognize the town. Our select board, our town administrators are here. Dottie Fulgenetti, Mark Lamb, Sean Dugan, Ken Kirkland, and who am I forgetting? Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. All right, good. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here and being the collaboration with the town, the businesses is such a great collaboration. Thank you so much. Thank you also for being a part of the Easton Chamber of Commerce and for everything you do to help this community thrive. Now, I'd like to introduce a good friend of mine, Darcy Pava, Executive Director of the Old Colony YMCA here in Easton and Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce. Darcy, your turn.
Not as cool as Ed with a cowboy hat, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. All right, and just to go off of Ed, I do want to just give a big welcome to Senator Driscoll and our state representative, Bridget Wolf. Thanks for being here tonight. And we'll hear from you both in a little bit. So I get the fun part of the evening. I get to recognize a group of people who have worked so hard to bring this entire community together. That is the Easton 300 Tricentennial Committee. So a big round of applause for you guys. So we know that celebrating 300 years is no easy feat. It takes vision, dedication, and an extraordinary amount of behind-the-scenes efforts that we want to acknowledge tonight. Because of the Tricentennial Committee, the Easton anniversary, it was not just a milestone, but it was a celebration that honored our past, our present, and has really inspired our future. Throughout the year, the Tricentennial events have brought our neighbors together. We've been welcoming new faces, and it's really reminded us about what makes Easton so unique and so special. From the community-wide celebrations and the historic reflections to signature events that filled our town with so much pride and excitement, those moments created memories that we know are going to last for generations. But beyond the events, the Tricentennial reminded us about something that's even more important, which is the power of community. It showed us what's possible when people come together with a shared purpose and a love for a place that they call home. Because of the Easton Tricentennial Committee's hard work, their creativity, and their tireless commitment, we are not just looking back on the last 300 years, but we are confidently stepping into the next 300, more connected and inspired than ever. So on behalf of the Easton Chamber of Commerce and the entire community, thank you for your leadership, your dedication, your time, and your passion, and we know for a fact that Easton is better because of you, so thank you. So as I call your name, if you could please stand up for me. Dave Clifton, Dale Carister, Ken Michael, Jeanette Camara, Diane Lusardi, Roz Miller, Mike Good, Bill Ames, Amanda Harley, Anne Marie Taylor, Joan Lundgren, Fred Ames, Craig Barger, Dan Anderson, Jamie Anderson, Karen Hetzel, Thomas Hetzel. Please join me in giving the Easton Tricentennial a big round of applause. So at this time, I would love to invite our state rep, Bridget Plouffe, our senator, Driscoll, up to the stand, and then if we could also have Dottie, Mark, Sean, and Ken come up with us, that would be wonderful. And then Dave and Dale, if you could come up with us, that would be great.
Thank you so much. Bill Driscoll, State Senator for Easton. It's really an honor to be with you tonight. Thank you, the Chamber of Commerce, for inviting me and having us here as we honor the Tricentennial Committee. So today in the State Senate, I offered an official citation. And Dave, as the chair, I'm going to give this to you on behalf of the State Senate and for the Tricentennial Committee. So it reads, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate official citation. Be it known, the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to the Easton 300 Tricentennial Committee in recognition of the Easton Tricentennial Committee and its commitment to honor the past, present, and future of Easton. And be it further known, the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success. This citation was duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to by our Senate Clerk. And signed by myself, Senator William Driscoll. So thank you so much for all that you did. It's now 1 year into this job, and it was really, really nice to go to so many events. You know, part of the good and the bad of being an elected politician is go to community events, but to be having my first year be privileged to come to so many of the Tricentennial events and to bring my kids that are 10 and 7. We had so much fun. And I know you're already consulting, you told me, with other towns on theirs, and so they couldn't have a better person to guide them through their celebrations going forward. So congratulations and thank you.
Good evening. So my name is Bridget Plouffe. I am the state representative here in Easton. I am so excited to be here tonight to celebrate the Easton Tricentennial Committee. When Darcy asked me if I would be willing to come and present a citation, I said, absolutely, of course. Didn't even look at the date. So thank goodness you emailed me again because it was a yes and I made it work. But over the last year, you guys have done such phenomenal work organizing, planning, fundraising, and producing events in our community that really brought the community together for everyone, whether it was the Family Fun Day, whether it was a historical event, whether it was the gala. There was really something for everyone in the community to participate and celebrate Easton's robust history and come together. So I'm happy to present a citation from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Easton Tricentennial Committee in recognition of your extraordinary work in organizing the successful year-long celebration of Easton's 300th anniversary. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses a hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. It's given this 5th day of February 2026. It was signed by the Speaker of the House, Ron Mariano, myself, State Representative Bridget Plouffe, and also State Representative Lisa Field. So, congratulations. Thank you so much for all of your work.
And at this time, I would love to invite Dave up to the microphone to say a couple of words.
Thank you very much. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor it is on behalf of the entire Tricentennial Committee to come here and to be recognized by the Chamber. We know also that you folks do lots of great work and how important that is. I remember when this committee started, it was back in late 2022. The select board had appointed us, and there were 10 members. We had our first meeting in 2023. We decided to meet twice a month until we got to the celebration year. If our committee knew that we had to go to 80+ meetings, they might not have been with us for the whole year. But the fact is, it was very gratifying. I'd like to also thank our fundraising chair, because I don't think she was introduced. Courtney, would you stand up and take a bow? And there are a number of other people that may be here, but were very active in our celebration. We started out with 10 people. We went to 12. We then decided to have 2 honorary members. Not honorary, but 2 members who were honorary co-chairs. And we decided, because there are so many buildings in town that have Ames on it, we should have a couple of Ames join us. Fred and William Ames are honorary co-chairs. Thank you. Somebody asked me, what's the ingredients of having a successful celebration? My response was teamwork. And with teamwork comes what I think 6 components. And though I call it the 6 C's. Certainly, you probably have heard these from me before. But certainly continuity, communication, cooperation, a commitment that we all make as town residents to try and do the best we can for community service. I didn't want to leave out creativity and coordination. Those are my 6 C's that mean so much when a committee comes together. And not all of us agreed with everything that came up, but the majority ruled, and the result was a successful celebration. I can pick this up. That was a chance for me to pause. No. I know that I don't have a lot of time to speak, but I gotta tell you, the very first meeting we have, and Dale and I chuckle about that today. What a great co-chair, I should say a vice chair, who probably should have been a co-chair. And I thank you, Dale Carister, for all the good work you have done to bring this celebration together. Folks, when we sat at our first meeting, we all looked at each other, the 10 of us, and people were asking questions. What do we do? How much money do we have to raise? How can we get volunteers involved? And it looked like we were a long ways off, and we were. And when you see what's happened, the final result, here we are in 2026, we're still working to clean up the celebration and to put our anniversary book together. Yes, the anniversary book's going to have 265 pages. This guy here with the camera, who's a member of the chamber, he coordinates the anniversary book. And those books are going to go on sale in March. And why they're going to sell? Because everybody in town is in the book. And I think that they'll want to have a copy of this book. This is what makes the town of Easton, Massachusetts so different than other communities. Here we are. The country is a little concerned and mixed up a little bit. But the fact is, in Easton, Massachusetts, we're coming together. And our theme for the celebration is bringing families and the community together. And I got to tell you, we started out with 10 members, we went to 12, we went to 40, we went to 50, and we end up with hundreds of volunteers. In the beginning of the celebration, people asked that question, how are we gonna get 100 people? What are you thinking about, Dave? There's 35 people just to run a parade. You can imagine all the events, whether it be the fireworks, the bonfire, the block party, the art and cultural festival, the car show at Borderland, the family fun day at the farm, the Langwater Farms. There's so many things that happen, folks. We had 8 signature events on 7 different days, and we had a total of 22 events that took place. And we thought that that was going to happen because we wanted a sense of cooperation. With all the events that this town has been doing for years, we wanted that to continue. All we asked was, can you beef up the events that you have, because this is indeed our 300th anniversary. So I don't have much time. I'm at the end of my time limit. And I just wanted to say on behalf of the Tricentennial Committee, a special thank you to all the folks who are members of the Chamber and who are guests here tonight, that this town, Easton, Massachusetts, is a great place to live, to work, and to enjoy. I say God bless the USA and God bless Easton, Massachusetts.
Give a big round of applause. All right, thank you again. All right, the fun is about to continue. I am thrilled to introduce our speaker, Tim David. So before becoming a best-selling author, our next speaker was an international award-winning mentalist. That means he can use psychology influence in magician's trickery to give the illusion that he's reading your mind. So sit back, relax, and silently hope that he never teaches his skills to your spouse. Please welcome Tim David.
And the team put all these together. Fantastic job. Fantastic job. All right, I am, let's see. There we go. Fantastic. My own sound. Super excited to be here. Let's keep the energy going. Turn to the person next to you. Give him a high five. Go. Give that person next to you a high five. And a whoa. I love it. That was okay. Mid, as my kids would say. I even saw a miss. I'm not going to lie, a little bit of a whoopsie. Did they teach you high five science? MIT has studied high fives, and they know the secret behind how to give a great high five. And the secret is, you look at the person's elbow while you're giving them a high five. The elbow that they're high fiving you with, look at that elbow, and it'll be a better sounding high five. Let's give it a try. For science, look at their elbow. Give them a high five. Now we're talking. All right, I was introduced as a mentalist. That was like the most, you guys are like, wait.
That's it, we're all excited.
I was introduced as a mentalist. Not a lot of people know what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it's not. I am not a psychic. You don't have to freak out and be like, oh my gosh, here he comes. Don't look directly into his eyes. Don't think of my PIN number, just focus on the screen. No, it doesn't work that way. I don't read minds, I read people. I look at nonverbal communication, facial expression, and it gives me an idea of what someone is thinking. For example, I can already tell this guy thinks that's all a bunch of crap. He's like, no, I was skeptical at first, but he was first. So I'm not a psychic. I'm also not a magician, right? A magician would use sleight of hand. And that would look a little something like this. Everybody take your hands and put them out in front of you, just like this. Excellent. Crisscross. Thumbs down and grab. And then with me, slowly, don't hurt yourself, rotate those thumbs up. All right, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, hands out in front. Together, apart, together, apart, together. Give yourself a round of applause for trying. Yes, the reason I do that is because of our topic today. Sometimes human connection and connecting with one another can seem easy until you try it. Until you try it. I'm going to go ahead and try to earn some real applause later. I don't want that feedback. And to do that, later, I'm going to hold up the very technical PowerPoint slide. This is a QR code. Don't look at it yet. It's for later. All right, this will be for later. This will be an opportunity for you to basically fill out a little form. It'll take 2 minutes and allow me to be basically better at this. Right? I've taken 2 years off of speaking. I got started in 2009. I've been to 48 states, a bunch of countries around the world, Discovery Show, Forbes, Inc., Harvard Business Review, Today Show, all kinds of fun stuff. And now, I get to add Easton Chamber of Commerce to the list. Super excited. 300 guys. So I do hope to, again, earn real applause later. And again, the reason I love that trick is because it looks easy to do until you try it, just like our topic of human connection. Here's another one. Give this a try right here. Just do what I'm doing. Just do this with your hand. Do this. Guys, you gotta look really. This is great. I love it. I have the best view of the house right here. See what's happening? Just giving the photographer a great opportunity to take some photos. Because I see a lot of you like, I got it, magic boy. Look, I'm okay. You're okay. I got 2. So the hand, the back of your hand is against your forehead. You're looking through your finger and your thumb, and your fingers are sticking up. That's how it should be. And I've been doing this a long, long time. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get it. Because, isn't it true? Isn't it true? Just like with human connection, sometimes we think we've got it. Sometimes we think we've got it. Like, hey, look at me. But we don't. And I think we all know human connection can be like that. There are some people we maybe have a hard time connecting with. Right? Every group has this person. Don't look around. Because if you don't know who it is, it's you. All right? Every group has that person. A little bit difficult to connect with. I'll give you some information on how you might track this person down. This is the person that you see them coming off at a distance, and already you're tired. This is a person where their phone number comes up on your caller ID, and maybe this is somebody you work, maybe it's somebody in your family, and just a small part of you dies on the inside. Right? And you see they're like, I'm about to hear that voice, and your life literally ends right before you die. So what I like to do is I like to travel and help people to connect better with one another, and that's what we're here to do today. And I love that this whole organization, whole chamber is all about connecting organizations and businesses together. So this is a perfect fit. All right, so rather than try to explain what mentalism is, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. So this is a game that you may have played when you were a child. It is the Guess a Number game. All right, so I'm going to start by writing a number behind my head so that even I don't know what number I'm writing. There we go. That's right. All right, I'm going to have you name any number between 1 and 10. Go. 4 chances I will get. I will get 4 chances to guess, or have you guess the number. I'll give you all a hint. None of you are probably mentalists, so this is a number. I'll narrow it down. It's a number between 1 and 10,000. A number between 1 and 10,000. For example, it might be the number what? 87. All right, at least it didn't say 6, 7. Anybody got kids in that demographic? Heard enough. All right. Well, how about you? What's your number?
Me?
Yes. Any number. 1 to 10,000.
10.
1 to 10,000. You go. Amazing. Cool. Perfect. Let's see. How about over here? What's your number? Yes.
621.
621. Now we're getting a little more intricate, a little more interesting. How about you? What's your number?
749.
749. Any reason you picked 749? You like it? Awesome. Would you do me a favor? Would you join me up here for just a moment? Because this is weird. This is weird. You were the fourth. You said 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What number does that look? What number did you say again? And what is to the mic? What does that look like to you?
749.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Do me a favor. Take that envelope. That's yours. Actually, before you go, open it up. Open it up. There's something inside for you. You did, sir. Read it nice and loud, and I'll point. Actually,
you're gonna be lucky without no glasses on that. Let's see. The person who names the number on the outside of this envelope will be wearing pants.
Pants, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be wearing pants. What are the odds? Right? There is a bar.
A blue shirt.
A blue shirt.
Wow. And a comfort for fashion blue vest.
A comfort for fashion blue vest.
I don't like that. And
It's more black than blue, but
his initials will be SL for Steve LePert.
give Steve a big round of applause for guessing the number. You have no idea how to do that. Amazing. So guessing a number is kind of entry-level mentalism work. We're going to try something a little bit more advanced. I'm going to need 2 people's brains. I'm going to need to find some people with a brain. Because the human brain is science's most interesting and complex challenge. 86 billion neurons, hundreds of trillions of connections. Well, most of you, right? So I need to find somebody with a brain, and I'm going to use this brain to find something. I'm going to toss this into the room. Whoever catches it will not be the volunteer. You're going to continue tossing it around the room until the music stops, and if you have the brain, you will be the next volunteer. But don't worry, if you don't get it, you have a second chance. There are 2 brains. I need 2 volunteers. I'm going to go ahead and start the music, and let's get these brains going. Let's start with the music. Cool, here we go. Brain! Brain! Toss it around! That was a laser. I think I tore my... Toss it! Toss the brain until the music stops! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, no, I saw that last toss. That doesn't count. That's right over here. We got this guy. Usually I stop, but you can toss the brain back up if you could. And there's somebody else with a brain over here in this general area. Yep, just join me on stage. All right, 2 brains, 2 volunteers. I'm going to have, let's see, I'm going to have Chris. You can do stand right over here, Chris. Oh, thank you. Nicole, I'm going to have
I already knew that.
All right, Chris and Nicole, ladies and gentlemen. Chris and Nicole. Give them a big round of peer pressure. Volunteers who did not volunteer in any way, shape, or form. Is that? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you to do me just a quick favor. I'm going to have you be totally relaxed. You guys are both doing great. Fantastic. It might be that one thing. All right, take a deep breath with me if you could. I want you to be fully relaxed, and I want you to exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to allow your eyes to close. And I want you to trust me, because in a moment, I'm going to touch you. Settle down, HR folks. Anybody in the HR field, it will be perfectly appropriate and completely painless, but I do need you to be aware of it. That's why I had you both close your eyes. Because when you deprive the body of one of its senses, the other senses become heightened, don't they? Yes. Maybe even a sixth sense might appear. Do me a favor, 2 helpers up here on stage, just want to try something. Extend one hand, just put one hand out towards the audience, palm down. Stick one hand out towards the audience, palm down. Very interesting. You both chose. There you go. Doing great. It's tougher up here without the speaker. They both chose the hand furthest away from me. Isn't that interesting? All right, do me a favor. Would you now both switch hands? Switch hands. Isn't that interesting? Another coincidence. They both switched to the hand closest to me. That is incredible coincidence. All right, be very aware, even the tiniest touch. All right, helpers here on stage. If you felt anything, raise that hand high above your head if you felt anything.
Sorry.
Using the fingers of that hand, would you please show everyone how many touches you just felt?
What?
Using the other hand, would you please now, keeping your eyes closed, would you please now point to the general area at which you just felt the touch? Excellent. Breathing normally and naturally. As you exhale and I want you to allow your eyes to now open. I want you to be aware of all of your senses, especially auditory, as they give you a big round of applause. We need to talk. Nicole. I'm going to tell you something, Nicole, and then you're going to think I'm crazy. And then you're going to think you're crazy. I promise I'm not crazy, and neither are you. Audience, yes or no? Did I ever touch Nicole? No. Did anyone ever touch Nicole? No. Did anything ever touch Nicole? No. No, Nicole. I was over here the entire time, touching Chris. Wow. Thank you. So, Nicole, for the first time, high five. Contact has been made. Let's give Nicole a big round of applause. My goodness. You know, I wonder if it's true what they say, that we're all connected, right? We're disconnected on the surface like islands, right? We're like islands, disconnected on the surface, but underneath we're all truly connected. I wonder if that's true, and I wonder if it matters. One of my heroes, a magician by the name of Howard Thurston, he was not the David Copperfield of his day. About 150 years ago, this took place. And gosh, Easton was already 150 years old by that point. Right? He was more like the Cirque du Soleil of his day. He packed his act into 8 giant train cars and traveled around the country, dominating the entertainment scene. Everybody knew who he was. They didn't have Netflix, they had Thurston. Right? And he would do this for about 40 years. He dominated the magic scene, he dominated the entertainment scene. And one of his biggest fans was a guy named Eric Weiss, otherwise known as Harry Houdini, right? So this is the top of the top in his field, the absolute best of the best. And when somebody reaches the pinnacle of success, oftentimes they're asked, how'd you do it? How did you have that success? And I love, Dave, you have your 6 C's, right? This is how we have success, these 6 C's of teamwork and collaboration. And that's, you know, again, how did you get there? How did you get to the success? So somebody asked Thurston, how did you do? You know what Thurston said? I can't read. I can't write. There are magicians who are better than me at the skill. You can fool the eyes. You can trick the mind. But you'll never fool the heart. So, every night, before I go on stage, I stand behind the unopened curtain and I remind myself, I love my audience. You know, your was probably like, okay, that's a little weird. Are you sure that is it? That can't possibly be it. There's got to be more to it. What about the technical skill? What about the practice and the years of big networking and I love my audience, seriously? So let's find out if there's anything to that. In fact, Harvard University did a famous study. You might have heard of it. It's called the Grant Study. It ran for 80 years, $20 million invested. Why? Because Harvard wanted to figure out through scientific experimentation the meaning of life. Leave it to Harvard to conduct a scientific experiment to find the meaning of life. They gathered hundreds of people, including people who went on to have great success and people who became miserable failures. Just like life, perfect. In fact, somebody became really successful. His name was John F. Kennedy Jr. He was part of this study, and he became quite successful. So now we have data, we have breadcrumbs. We can look back and see what made these people successful and what made these people failures. And they didn't know what to look for at first, so they just measured everything. They just documented and measured. They had people like spit into a cup, and they didn't have DNA stuff, but they were just trying everything. Now they had rooms full of mountains of data. And then computers came along. We could analyze that data. Right? And science has spoken. George Guy, the director of the Harvard Grant Study, has said, the results of the study are in. This is a direct quote. The results are in. Connection is the whole shooting match. The more areas of your life you make connection, the better, full stop. That's British for period. End of sentence. And this is not the only study to find this. There's another really, really famous one from the Carnegie Institute of Technology. It says 85% of your financial success, okay, so we're talking money. In fact, in the Grant study, the people who were good at connection made about $177,000 per year, more than the people who were not good at connection. So there's a direct financial correlation here too. And Carnegie Institute of Technology says 85% of your financial success is due to your personality and your ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. This is my favorite part. They say, shockingly, only 15% is due to technical knowledge. I don't know what they're shocked about. 100% minus 85% leaves 15. Like, that's just plain math right there. People don't need science for that. No, I think they were shocked because who conducted it? Carnegie Institute of Technology, and they were hoping that technical skills might have a higher showing. But my favorite quote, my favorite study, another Harvard guy, Sean Acor, says, there is a 0.71 correlation between social connection and happiness. That didn't sound like a very big number, right? Until he went on to explain. That's almost twice as strong as the connection between smoking and cancer. So if we believe that smoking causes cancer, then we have to believe twice as much that social connection causes. So there you go. You have it. The meaning of life. Aren't you glad you came tonight? Very well. The meaning of life. That's all it is. And I'm glad you came too. You know why? Because I love my audience. In fact, I even have a little bit of a the big parts that just, I was trying to give you something more fuzzy, and I just blew your eardrum. Cool. Well, the good thing about human connection is, again, not only do we know that it's the thing, we know that we need it, but what are we noticing in our world right now? Yeah, what are we noticing? So what we're finding is that as the quantity of technology allows us to connect better through maybe, back when like Skype and Zoom has come out now, and we have technology that can connect us. Social media, the YouTubes, the Twitters, the interfaces in webby space, all of those things. But as the quantity of human connection has gone up, what do we notice it happened to the quality of human connection? Yeah, and this is measured as well too. Sarah Conrad, world's foremost empathy researcher, she graphed human empathy over a period of 30 years, and it is shocking. It is like, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, uh-oh, right? Human empathy, the ability to understand what someone else is thinking and feeling, and specifically, empathic concern, to care. The ability to care has plummeted And her graph came out about 15 years ago. Do you think it's gotten better or worse in the last 15 years? Right? Now we've got all kinds of political polarization. We've got the algorithms that are just telling us what we want to hear. We've got AI just putting out all kinds of stuff that's not even real. And that artificial age that we live in is taking its toll. So that's why I'm back. I took 2 years off of speaking, and I'm back because I think it's so important that we reconnect with one another, both on a business level and a personal level in our lives. So I just want to share with you 4 ways that we can do this. I think I've done a lot of research, written a bunch of books, and looked at different ways that we can connect, especially because I'm a natural introvert, right? I am off the charts shy and introverted, and I get to do this for a living because I've learned, some skills. And I think it's all a learnable skill as well. So the first thing we need to understand is that we need to approach this with urgency. So I like to tell people to have radical humanity and introduce radical humanity into your work and into your lives. You might even call it becoming superhuman, over and above human. Speaking of human traits, authenticity, presence, not being on our devices, right? When our kids are around, being focused in the moment. Having a shared experience is a lost art as well. Honesty, like I said, transparency. In fact, speaking of honesty, I need someone who is relatively honest. Nobody. Awesome. All right, we'll try this. How about, instead of honesty, how about someone with a good loud voice who is not afraid to use it? Still you? All right. You can stay right where you are. I appreciate that. I'll come to you. Your job is to hold the top secret envelope and to guard the top secret envelope. All right? And you also have a line. All right, so would you please pass the top secret envelope back over there? And what is your name? Paula. Paula? Yep. Paula is your name. That is correct. That is correct. Paula, your line is very simple. Later on, I'm going to ask who has the top secret envelope, and you will jump out of your seat, wave it over your head, and yell 3 times, "I have it, I have it, I have it!" Should we give Paula a practice try?
Yes.
All right, who has the top secret envelope?
I have it, I have it, I have it!
Yeah! Well done, Paula. Keep that in a safe place until it is needed. That is part of our almost grand finale, almost our big finish right there. All right, so radical humanity is so important because, listen, we're in a time, we're in a day, we're in an age where the opposite of connection is a lack of trust, isn't it? And we know that if human connection can lead to trust, what does trust lead to? Love, business, health, happiness, all of the above. That trust is something that we are seeing just falling off the planet right now. The word of the year last year, the Merriam-Webster word of the year, was slop. Slop. In other words, AI-generated nonsense that nobody can even believe anymore, and people are trusting each other less and less and less. The 2026 Edelman Trust Barometer finally came out maybe last week or so. Lowest it's been in 20 years. And the worst affected group, not the government, it's not the media, it's not, I said the government, not politicians, it's business. Business is the least trusted group in all of those different sectors, according to this Edelman Trust Barometer worldwide, which blows my mind. So, what can we do? Let me give you a quick, simple tip, something I've been doing lately. Remember when we had our Blackberries and those first came out, and it said at the end of every email, sent from my mobile device? Like a little disclaimer, like this isn't really me, right? What if we added a little disclaimer to the bodies of our emails that said, this was not generated by AI. Right? This, my own fat fingers typed this email one at a time. Right? And maybe throw some humor in there. That's called personality, which creates connection. Right? So communicating in this day and age, we have to go above it. We can't just be real anymore. We have to be radically human Because again, as AI grows and grows and can emulate, human interaction more and more and better, then we need to step in and become radically human. So vulnerability, transparency, authenticity, honesty, those types of traits, and especially presence. Here's another challenge. Ask yourself, invite yourself, can I become the most present, most human-focused person in the room? Can I become the most present, most focused on human traits person in the room? And that's simply a decision, that's simply a choice, that's not a skill you have to develop or anything like that. It's only happened just like that. The next skill we have to develop is empathy. Empathy. And the Zulu tribe in South Africa have a great greeting that they give one another when they see each other. They say, Sawubona. And Sawubona doesn't translate into hello. It translates into I see you. Just like Avatar. Right? I see you, just like that. So I think this is one of those moments when we're going to try something a little different. Rather than try to explain empathy, let's do a show, don't tell. I want you to find a partner, someone at your table. I'm going to give you a very simple task. I'm going to describe it first. And all you're going to do is you're going to look at the person's left eye, and I'm going to start talking. You're going to look at the person's left eye, and I'm going to start talking. You don't have to make any facial expressions. You don't have to do anything. Here's your challenge. Here's your challenge. Get to the place where you stop worrying about what they're looking at. That's the only challenge. Just stop worrying about what they're looking at. You're thinking like, oh my gosh, I just got a pimple on my left eye. This is terrible. How did they know? So go ahead, find a person, find one eyeball at your table, and in one eyeball, look at their left eye, and we're going to get the people behind now. And here's what I want to invite you to do. I'm going to invite you to ask yourself, can I be curious about this person? Don't look at me, look at your person. Don't look at me, look at your person. What was this person's day like? Just be curious. Ask yourself questions. Oh, what was this person's day like? Is this a person who's ever been through something difficult? Trials, tribulations, joys, triumphs. Isn't it very difficult to look at a person without smiling, laughing? All right, eyes on me, eyes on me. Shake it out, shake it out. Yeah, look at your person and say, Sawubona. I see Sawubona. I see you. Here's what happens whenever I do that. Here's what happens tonight. Here's what happens whenever I do that. There's giggles, there's conversation. It's hard to sit and just be curious about other people, right? But also, what do I see a lot of? Smiling, instantaneous laughing. Remember, social connection, just looking at one another, creates happiness. It just happens that serotonin starts flowing through. That's empathy, and that is a lost art, a lost skill, and I invite you to bring it back. The next one that is critical, if we're ever going to make sure that we are not replaced by AI, the next one is a trait that I call artistry. I don't call it artistry, it's called artistry. Artistic pursuits have really been pushed to the side for a long, long time. And so what I want to make sure we all do is give ourselves the opportunity to be creative. What AI is doing is AI is repeating, recording us and repeating back and taking us and giving us back what we really created. And so if we want to add any value, we need to also create and be original. So that leads us to arts and craft. And you know what do? We take arts out of schools. We take the arts out of schools and then we ask our people in business to be innovative. How do we generate new ideas? Well, art allows us to, again, creatively express. And a lot of the great companies like Google and Netflix are really good about integrating art and innovation into their work. So rather than regurgitation, we got to get back to creation. And then finally, we have to stop thinking so short-term and start thinking long-term. Here's a great phrase. If we want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And an interesting thing is Clydesdale horses. They have this weird competition. I saw this on ESPN. They have a competition for these horses. And gosh, I don't remember the exact channel, but basically they're asked to drag stuff across the ground. Heavy weights, like load up a tray, or a sled, and then just tug it. A Clydesdale horse can drag 2,000 pounds. They're very strong. But then they have another event where they hitch 2 Clydesdale horses together. So I want you to do some math with me here. I want you to do some math with me. If one Clydesdale horse can pull 2,000 pounds, how many pounds can you think 2 Clydesdale horses can pull? That's 2 plus 2, that's the basic math, right? But you know as a magician, there's something tricky going on here. 6, oh I heard over here 6. 8, now we're getting exponential. If the 2 Clydesdale horses are properly hitched together, the record, right, and kind of close to the average, to be honest, 22,000 pounds. 11 times more. 2 horses doing the work of 11. Now here's the key. Properly hitched together. Connected, right? Connected. And have you seen and have you noticed that workplaces that don't have that trust and that connection and that culture aren't properly hitched together and aren't moving in that direction with that same amount of productivity and efficiency. So thinking long-term allows us to move away from the short-term profits and focused on Q4 goals and this and that, and actually taking the time to see the people, to be human, and communicate and effectively and build that trust in that culture. So thinking long-term is the last tip that I have for you today. So I'd like to play another game. We're going to kind of get close to wrapping up here. So I need some information from the audience. I have my brain over here. I have a notebook. I'm going to take some notes here. All right, one brain behind my back. Here we go. Whoop. All right, who's got it? What is your name? Brett. All right, I want you to think of a one-digit number. 5. All right. And number. Cool. Person next to you, one-digit number. 8. All right, person next to you, one-digit number. 7. Cool. Keep going. 1. Awesome. One-digit number. We'll go 3. We'll go 3. How's that? Cool. All right, fantastic. Give that brain a toss. I need more information. Somewhere else in the room, another table. Slapped by a brain. Excellent. Cool. What is your name? Jeanette. That is correct. Okay. Jeanette, the name of the first person you ever kissed, first name only. Go. All right. Name. Say it again. Rob. Oh, yes, that was my first kiss, too. All right, give the brain a toss. Anyone in the room, give it a toss. Go. Step back at me. I've seen this show before. Oh, it's back to Brett. This is amazing. What a coincidence. Go that way, or whatever. Anyway.
Here, Brett.
Right in the drink. Excellent. What is your name?
Michael.
Michael. No way. Oh, my brother's name is Chris. That's awesome. All right, for you, Michael. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. We're gonna need for you, Michael. Go back in your mind, Michael, to when you were like really young, really happy, carefree. You're playing outside. Oh my gosh, remember those days? You're playing outside, Michael, and at some point in your memory, you look up and you see a street sign. It might be where you lived and grew up. It might be nearby, but there's some kind of street name that is coming to your mind as I'm painting this picture, Michael. What do you got, Michael?
Heat Street.
Say that again.
Heath.
Heath? My name is Chris. All right. Can you spell that for me?
H-E-A-L-T.
H-E-A-L-T?
H-E-A-L-T.
H-E-A-T-H. T-H. Okay. Pen down. Michael, give me the brain. Toss it up here. Now I only have one question, and that is, who has the top secret envelope? All you, join me. Maybe. Do you have it with you? All right, well, I think you may. All right, well, you're opening it already? Cool. What, has anybody gotten into it? We got some information I've collected here. You're gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna open up the envelope, because inside, the top secret envelope is another envelope that is even top secreter. Now, I was doing an awards banquet one time. This moment came up. The photographer thought this was funny and he took a photo. And that photo went into the company newsletter and people were confused because they thought I had won the award and been named the top secreter. Right? There, make it. Oh, what am I, the Blanche champion? All right. Inside, where'd my opener go? Here it is. Inside, we've got two things. One is a description of what I did. The other is that thing that I did. We'll start with the description. Yesterday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I wrote some thoughts on an index card. I folded it up and sealed it between two larger cards with a ring of staples. Reach inside, pull out that sealed stapled packet. Make sure that there is something indeed, hold up to the light, make sure that there is indeed something trapped in there, stapled all the way around with no significant gaps. I then place the stapled packet inside two larger envelopes, signed and dated. All right, Paula, here's your moment. Tear this puppy open. Let's see what's inside, the inside of the secret envelope. Let's take a peek. I don't want to touch that, but I will read it, and then I'll point to you if you want to inch over here to make sure people get this. I predict 3 audience members will provide the following information for the murder.
Yay!
Regarding case file number, read it out loud.
58713.
That's crazy.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
The killer's identity is
Rob Heath.
Say that again.
Rob Heath.
Rob Heath. Ladies and gentlemen, before you clap, before you leap to your feet, special thanks to our informants.
No way. Brett, Jeanette, and Michael.
Give Paula a big round of applause. You do that. Give them a round of applause. High five, Paula. Well done. That was crazy. I love it. All right, now I promise. One big finish here. Alright, I have one last thing. It's going to take 2 minutes, and it's called Fake. It's like a poem kind of thing that I wrote, and it's called Fake. And I'd like to close with this, and I do want to invite everybody to grab your mobile devices. Grab your mobile devices. Zoom in on this. This is a QR code that will indeed take you. And I'm gonna kind of swivel here.
Bring it over.
Zoom in.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Cool. And this gives me an opportunity to hear from you, and another way that we can stay connected as well. So by LinkedIn and different things like that, if you want to optionally, of course, connect with me. And I'm gonna set up this last piece here. I'm gonna fix the audio and make sure that's good here. And we're gonna close on a bang here. We're gonna close on a bang. Oh, cool. Yeah, please just let me know that this, give me like a thumbs up that you're in and it's working. Cool. If this is not something you can scan, you can go to talk.ac/David. And then type chamber. Using technology. Hey, listen. I don't think we need to go full Amish and throw our phones in the river. Is anybody here named Allison, by the way?
Yes.
Anybody here with the name Allison? All right, cool. So here's what happened. I signed a book to somebody named Allison, and for whatever reason, I still have it. So, dear Allison, this is now your book. This is the 7-day digital diet. It's not a fast. It's a diet. You don't have to go Amish and throw your phone in the ocean, all right? but we do want to be able to live our lives and have more of our life and less maybe of that's on our phones. So that's a great one for teenagers. I got a couple of those myself. All right, let me check on the audio here. All right, please look up at me when you are done with that very brief 90-second survey or so. Look up at me, give me a thumbs up, let me know that you're ready to continue. Thank you. Thank you so much. 2 thumbs up. Oh, so big. All right, like I said, my name is Tim David. It has been awesome being here with you today and sharing these newer thoughts that have been mulling in my mind about human connection and the importance of. And even with something like magic or mentalism, it is not the skill that matters. It's not the trick. It's how we connect and use it to create these shared experiences with one another. So this is a poem that I wrote. It's called Fake. It's called Fake, and it goes a little something like this. Fake. So it's time we lean into what's truly happening, and it won't help to ignore it. AI is finally out of the bag. Humanity's abilities are becoming replaceable. We are not going to win. They are. Those who embrace the technology that didn't exist in the good old days know there are 6 out of 10 jobs today, poof, going away. We are not doing well with the technology in an artificial world. The strategy right now is humans being afraid. We can't figure this out. We can't figure this out. We can't figure this out afraid. Being humans is the strategy right now. In an age, in an artificial world, doing well with the technology, we are not going away. No, there are 6 out of 10 jobs today that didn't exist in the good old days. Those who embrace the technology, they are going to win. We are not becoming replaceable. Humanity's abilities are finally out of the bag. AI is happening, and it won't help to ignore it. So, it's time we lean into what's truly real. Art, radical humanity, empathy, A, artistry, and L, long-term vision, connecting us into the future. Thanks so much. My name is Tim David.
Wow. Anyone's mind just blown? So yeah, that was a very mind-blowing speech. Kind of, me and Sean kind of connected a little bit. It was crazy, but thank you all for being here and being engaged, and for continuing to invest in the future of Easton. On behalf of the Easton Chamber of Commerce, I wish you a wonderful rest of the evening and a successful, prosperous year ahead. Good night, and thank you very much.